recently I've started this great journey to success, in my opinion. Um, it's got me feeling really good and confident. I wake up early and I get to work and I get things done, and I feel relieved and like I can do anything by the time I go into work for my night shift, or like by the time I go out anywhere. I'm walking around with a lot more confidence recently because I feel like potential to achieve is limitless right now. So I like to talk about the gains I've made, or like the things I'll do to better myself or to better my money making ability, like to add a third job, or to like invest in real estate, or anything like that that I'm confident I can learn to grow. And I've gotten a lot of weird looks and a lot of people kind of looking at me and asking me like, what's your weird obsession? Like, what's your weird addiction to making money recently? Like, so weird. And I just kind of look at them and think, shut up. You sound broke. Like, not to be too disrespectful to most people, but if I do what you view as normal, I'm gonna end up where you ended up. I want to do the abnormal things to get to a place, because that's what most people don't understand, because they view it as weird when you do the things that they don't view as what normal people do. And normal people aren't walking around with a lot of money, you know? Normal people are below, like, they have less than $1,000 in their bank account on average, and I refuse to be that way. I'm just not going to do it. So most people look at me like I'm strange. I'm glad to be different in your eyes. And it's something that I've had to also realize recently, because most people don't see your vision. Like, most people don't see the thing that, like, the success or potential that you have, or even they have, sometimes, because they view it as the wrong path or a risky path, when a lot of people have the ability to get there. They have none of the discipline, or they're discouraged to a point where they're just comfortable in bad positions, I feel. um I think, especially recently in my relationship, like, she thinks that I'm gonna just like do all this extra stuff to get away from home, or like I'm gonna accept a third or a fourth job, and I'm just gonna be away from the house all the time, and we're still gonna be poor, and I've got a baby on the way, so I'm just gonna never be around my kid. And that's just not the case, because I've tracked out my time. I know I'm gonna have time for my baby, and I'm gonna take time off when the baby's born, and we're gonna deal with it. But I don't feel like what we understand here is that part of my reasoning for this journey I'm going on is for that reason. Like, I want to be the example. I want to prop up my family. Like, I want to raise them up to a point I never was when I was a kid. I want to be the person my kid can look up to. When my son's in high school, I want to see him start making the same moves I'm making, to put his best foot forward in whatever he does. I want him to see his daddy working every day as hard as he can, reaching what shouldn't be possible to reach, so he knows that he can reach those goals. And if I've got to suffer, and if I've got to suffer through every day for that cause, I will. 100%. And I thought it would be suffering, but when you get into it, the things you want seem to be what makes you happy when you achieve them. Like, I thought waking up at 6 a.m. every morning and taking a cold shower and working out and doing all this stuff like before the fucking birds are awake would be ridiculous. Like I would hate life doing that. But I've drove myself to a point where if I don't do those things every day, I feel like a loser. I feel like I've not accomplished anything. I feel like if I don't research and learn new skills or read a book, like the things I've put down on my to-do list on that day, if I don't achieve these things, that I can't achieve my bigger goal. And my bigger goal is to be able not to live comfortably. I want to live well above my means. Well, not above my means, but like I want to live well above what most people ever see. Like to be able to not have to worry about like paying for my bills or buying groceries for the family or things like that. I don't ever want to I don't ever want to have to worry about that. And even when I get to the point where I have to worry about that, I still work for me and for my son because nothing more important than that. Nothing more important than providing the example and supporting your family, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm pretty weird, but it's a better addiction than crack. So,